the Tappestry Gallery in St Helier on the island of Jersey. That's our postcard today. We're in the Tapestry Gallery and there's some very moving portraits of the war because it became a legend, didn't it? Not just in Britain but throughout Europe, the world, how the Channel Islands and Jersey stood up to Nazism.
Absolutely. I mean, this is the only part of British soil that was occupied during those years, and this tapestry commemorates that very significant event in the island's history.
I noticed that there are 12 cartouches, if you like, and each one is dedicated to a parish. Does that mean they depict what happened in that parish?
No, they don't. A lot of people, I can see why you think that, but they're not. It was just a way of getting them made. Because we have a very strong community spirit in the island, the parish is the ideal centre to make something like this. So each parish made one, but they're drawn by lots, but they actually have nothing to do, no connection with the parish.
So we've started off here. You've brought me to the parish of Trinity.
Yes, that's right.
And why is this the natural starting point?
Well, this is the first one. It was drawn by lots. Trinity came out the hat. We start with the outbreak of war, and this is what this tapestry represents. Chamberlain in the middle there with his infamous speech, Peace in Our Time. The little squares and rectangles, more importantly, show the happenings and the lives of the people of Jersey during that period.
So we move on now to Grooville.
That's right.
One of the few parishes, in fact, probably the only parish apart from Trinity without a saint in front of it.
I think there's one more, actually.
Oh, is there?
Yes,
right.
I think there is.
Okay.
This one is Occupation, and it's in chronological sequence, this one, because the German troops have arrived over a symbolic white cross for surrender. We had the fortifications starting to be built by eventually Russian slave workers, very harsh conditions, and generally this is the early part of the war.
St Helier, the capital of the island.
Yes, that's right. Restrictions now, severe restrictions in place, military law, mother listening to the radio, which has become illegal, identity cards had to be carried, everything was censored, all the media was censored, and the curfew was in place. And our little black cat starts to appear about now.
Oh, is this something that's going to run through from now on?
No, not all the time, but I wish
Peter.
I had included one.
Oh, right. We're in St Peter. Is a black cat here?
No black cat here.
Right.
But we have the family appear in every single one, all or some of them, mother, daughter, son and baby, so something to look out for.
A little train running across
Little train, that was a German railway built by the Germans over the old harbour, it's demolished. Mr Gilbert, very famous picture, and his horse-drawn bread van, he was well known around the island at that time.
Very transporty, the St Peter
No fuel for domestic use, you see, so they had to devise other means like the gas-powered vehicle.
I just love this.
Yeah, that's great.
Huge. It's huge.
Perhaps we'll make a comeback.
St Saviour.
Yeah, everyday needs. Rationing, of course. It says brewery, but I'm sure they're not collecting beer. I think it must have been milk or something. We weren't allowed to keep animals yourself. The Germans used to come around and count them.
Really?
Yeah, in case you ate them. Great shortages of medicines, anaesthetics, everything we take for granted. No domestic fuel, no new clothes, no new anything, of course. So as things worn out, you either try to mend it or you did without.
And now we move on to St Lawrence.
Yes, parish of St Lawrence. This is school and work. German had to be taught in schools, it was compulsory.
Did it really?
It did, not very often, and for obvious reasons it wasn't taught very well. And fishermen were allowed out, again only with a German sentry on board, only a certain limit. And collecting seaweed and the like, this is really trying to say that anything that was remotely edible they tried to eat.
Well, there's plenty of iron in that seaweed, but the thing that you've taught me, which I didn't know, they taught German in Jersey schools.
Compulsory.
Well, that's our first 6 tapestries.
Yes.
And I think they're absolutely enlightening and beautifully made. Another postcard for the other 6. Thanks, Wayne.